Hi everyone, it's Annie and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome! So today I am making a video about my 2021 reading goals, and I'm very excited. I have a lot of goals that I've already thought of, so without further ado, let me tell you about them. So my very first, most important reading goal is to read all of Jane Austen's works. Now, this shouldn't be too hard because I've already read Pride and Prejudice, Persuasion, and Lady Susan, so that just leaves 4 books: Emma, Mansfield Park, Northanger Abbey, and Sense and Sensibility. So, because Jane Austen is one of my favorite authors of all time, I think next year should really be the year that I finish all of her works and just give her the time that she deserves. So yeah, I will just pick a book throughout the year. There's only 4, so whenever I feel like reading a nice classic by Jane Austen, I will pick one up. My second goal is pretty common, I think, and it's to finish some series that I have already started and have not yet finished. And 2 series that I think of right off the bat are The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I think I've only read either the first 2 or 3 books in this series, so especially since they're so short, I'd like to finish it. And the second series is the Howl's Moving Castle series. I've only read the first one. One of my favorite books of all time. I adore Howl and I love the story so much, so I'd really like to finish that series. Another one of my goals is a little bit bigger than the other 2, and it is to read more classics. Now that's pretty general, but I'm talking about the classics that have been sitting on my TBR on Goodreads forever. Dracula was literally the first book I ever added to my Goodreads TBR list, and I still haven't read it. It's been, I think, 7 years, and I still haven't read it. So definitely will be reading Dracula next year. And I want to read Rebecca. Now, I am already on the waiting list for the audiobook, and the waiting list says I won't get this book for another 6 months. So while I had wanted to read it during 2020, I will be reading it during 2021. 2 other classics that I want to read are the ones by the Bronte sisters, Jane Eyre and Wuthering Heights. Now, my sister loves these books, they're super famous, and since dark academia is super popular right now, I really want to get into these kind of Gothic, super famous classics that I really feel like I should have already read by now, but I haven't, so I'm going to fix that in 2021. Aside from these classics, I also want to read Anna Karenina, and maybe even some other Russian classics. I'm really interested in Russian literature, although I haven't read that much. Because I spent a summer in St. Petersburg, I lived there for a summer in 2017, and I absolutely loved it. I love Russian history and Russian culture, and I really want to get to know the country better by reading some of its classic literature. Now, aside from these specific classic books that I've already decided on reading 100%, there is a list on Goodreads called Books That Everyone Should Read in Their Lifetime, or something like that. And it's a really comprehensive list, I think, so besides these classics that I already mentioned, I will also probably be going through that list and picking some off of it that I haven't already read throughout 2021. Okay, another exciting goal for 2021 is to read one Shakespeare play. Now, this year, 2020, my one Shakespeare play was Hamlet, because we were meant to read Hamlet in high school, but it was replaced by King Lear by my teacher. So I had always wanted to read it, and I decided to read Hamlet. So I really enjoyed it, and for 2021, I'm not 100% sure about which play I'll choose. If you have an opinion, please leave a comment down below. But I might pick The Twelfth Night because I've been meaning to read it since forever, and it just seems like an interesting play to read, so I might read that. But my decision hasn't been finalized yet, so please let me know what your favorite Shakespeare play is. Another one of my goals is to read more Japanese and Korean literature. Now, I've already kind of started this goal. I read more books at the end of 2020 by Japanese authors than I did all year, but I really want to read more. I've joined the Goodreads groups Japanese literature and Korean literature to get some recommendations, but please recommend me any Japanese or Korean books to read. I'm really interested in them. And from what I've noticed, it seems like there are less books by Korean authors being translated into English than there are Japanese books being translated. I'm not sure if I'm just looking in the wrong places. I mean, I know Han Kang's books are quite popular in English, and I know there are others, but I'm not sure if I'm just looking in the wrong place or if there really are less, so please let me know your favorite Korean book. Another goal that I already kind of started this year is to read more poetry collections. Now, this year I have already read a few, but I want to branch out and read more. I've been seeing on TikTok some videos of people's poetry collections, and they just look so beautiful. I love seeing collections like that. I am a bit hesitant because there are a lot of reviews on some poetry collections that say like, oh, these are like a emo Tumblr post from 2012 or something like that, and I'm kind of afraid that those kind of books are going to turn me off from poetry, but I really want to find some ones that I really like and really connect to. So please let me know your favorite poetry collection. And my last big goal for 2021 is to join Book Riot's Read Harder Challenge. Now, this is a really exciting challenge that I found. It lets you get out of your comfort zone, and that's something I really want to do in 2021. I want to diversify my genres and the subjects that I read about and the authors that I read from, and I just want to learn more in 2021 and read from a broader spectrum. So this challenge has prompts on it, like read a book about a refugee, read a debut book from an LGBT plus author, read a YA nonfiction, which I never even thought about before, read a book by an Indigenous author. So there are a lot of really exciting prompts, and I'll link the blog post in the description below with the prompts for 2020. And I'm really excited to do it. I'm not sure if I'll do all the prompts because it seems like there are a lot every year, but it's just something to have fun with and to try and push myself a little bit and make sure I'm not just reading from the same kinds of authors and the same subjects over and over and over again. And in that same vein, I also want to try and join some other reading challenges and readathons. So I know on Booktube there are a lot of readathons throughout the year hosted by booktubers, and since I'm new, I am not really familiar with most of them, so please let me know some of the more famous, more popular, or just your favorite Booktube readathons that I should join. It can be about anything. I'm really open-minded, so please just let me know. Alright guys, and that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope maybe you were inspired to read more in 2021. And please let me know your 2021 reading goals in the comments below if you have any. Or maybe you're just gonna wing it. I don't know. So if you enjoyed, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye!